and then you put the cover back on. Not that hard. Fuck. What's up, boys? S1K DK back in another video, and today I'm going to be working on my girlfriend's 2022 Honda Grom. We're going to be doing an oil change, oil filter, and make sure that the oil screen in here are all good. And I'm just going to do a little tutorial. There's a lot of them online, but I thought I might as well do it. You know, there's some content for you guys. So first thing I'm going to do is take off these bolts and kind of swing this out of the way so that I can get at this bolt down here. You can't really see it, but that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Alright guys, so I took all of it off. It was a 3/4 for this nut right here, and this connects all the way over here, so you're going to have to hold on to this while you're wrenching that. I have CBR PJ here helping, so he helped me with that. And then the other size was a 12 millimeter for this bolt and this bolt. And once that's all out, kind of just move that out of the way, kind of like so. So now I'm gonna start draining the oil. It is from that bolt right there. Let's see if it can focus. This is not a stock exhaust. With stock exhaust, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to not touch the pipe. But I don't have any tin foil. I'm a broke bastard, so I am just gonna let it drain over it, and I will wipe it up all when I'm done. But right now, first, I am going to turn the bike on for like, I don't know, 10 seconds to kind of get it all warmed up. All right, so that bolt is a 12 millimeter, so I'm just gonna use that. I already warmed up the bike for a little bit. You want to take off that as well, so to make sure that there's no vacuum in it. As you can see, it is pretty dark, so not the end of the world. That's why we're doing an oil change. So I'm just gonna let that drain, and I will get back to you after that. All right guys, so now all of these bolts around the case is an 8 millimeter, so I'm gonna start taking those off, and you will be able to see it when I have it off. So now I got all the bolts out, and now I'm just gonna kind of finagle my way to take this off. As you can see, it wants to come off already. So, and I laid out all the bolts. So I started this one right here. I kind of went around the case and put them all in order. As you can see, the case came off fine. You want to make sure that the gasket isn't fucked up, otherwise you're going to have to order a new gasket and stuff like that. And the gasket looks pretty good. So the reason why I took this off is because of the screen right here, and you need to look at the screen. But the screen right here, you're supposed to take off and clean. I think for the first service, and then, you know, intervals after that, like maybe every other. So I'm gonna take that out and show you guys what's popping. As you can see, it's not that bad. Really no metal chunks, so that's good. So now you just want to kind of wipe it down. So now if you kind of forgot the way that it goes in, so this screen, I know it probably is very hard to see. This screen is like thicker on one side and narrower on the other. So you're gonna want to put the thick side, the narrow side in first, and then the thick side is gonna be pointing out at you. Mine has a little dot. I don't know if that's from factory because we bought this used. So I don't know if the previous owner did this before, but, or you know, he brought it into the factory, whatever. So you're just wanna put that right back in where you found it. Boop. It's actually pretty clean, pretty happy about that. And that's literally all you had to check. Yeah, we took all of that off just for that. So now you're just gonna wanna put that all back on. No big deal. Better to look at it than kind of find out later that there's metal in your case. And now I'm gonna take off the oil filter cap, which is right here. I believe it's 8 millimeter as well. Yes, it is. So I'm just gonna take that off. So the gasket on this wraps around the cap. So you don't have to worry about the gasket being around. Just wraps around, if you can see that. And there's gonna be a good amount of oil in there. And there's a spring, so you wanna keep that spring. I got it out with a knife, probably not the best way to do it. So as you can see, the fins are bent, and there's a little gasket on this side, but I have a replacement one. I bought this at O'Reilly's. The gasket goes on the inside, just kind of shove it in there, and then you put the spring back in, and then you put the cover back on. Not that hard. Fuck. Honestly, having two hands for that is probably your best option, because I was kind of a pain in the ass. All right, and now once you're done with that, you're gonna want to clean up your header or whatever, your pipe, with a towel. I'm using microfiber towel because I'm a degenerate. And then you're gonna want to put your plug back in. All right, so I got that tightened up. torqued to spec as you saw. I don't know what the torque to spec was, but I torqued it down, that's for sure. And now I'm gonna put the rest of this back on the way it came. Pretty easy, and then I'm gonna fill it up with oil. All right guys, so I have all of this back on. We're balling, and now I'm gonna fill her up with oil. I have 10W40. The service manual recommends 10W30, but a lot of people on forums say that it shifts better with 10W40, and I just have this laying around, to be honest. So I'm gonna use it up. It's not gonna hurt anything. And it says 1 quart and like 1.3 quarts, but I'm just gonna use 1 quart. All right guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. All I did was fill it with oil. The GoPro turned off because of temperature. But I put this back on, made sure all the bolts are tightened up pretty good still, and we are about to just start it up for the first time, hit the road. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I taught somebody anything or helped somebody with one thing in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.